Ozempic.
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 Ozempic
could be one of the reasons why obesity in America is, for the first time, on the decline. Because currently, about 6% of the American population uses this medication. 1 in 8 adults in the United States, or about 31 million people, have already tried a GLP-1 treatment like Ozempic. You've certainly heard of it, unless you live in a cave. Like me? Ozempic is a medication originally designed to treat type 2 diabetes, but recently it has attracted attention far beyond diabetics because its side effect is the stuff of dreams, weight loss. Usually we fear side effects. Here, people are asking for them. As a result, it's a hit in the United States, and many celebrities are also injecting themselves. Stars like Kylie Jenner, Christina Aguilera, Ariana Grande, and Elon Musk. Funny, I'm surprised he hasn't bought Ozempic himself. Because when you see that Ozempic's manufacturer, Novo Nordisk, is now worth more than McDonald's and Coca-Cola combined, you think that might appeal to him. And yes, in 2024, Novo Nordisk was worth more than the GDP of its own country. It would be funny if the tables turned. Now, it's you who's going to pay me taxes, but part of that money is redistributed. Yes, more than $25.8 million have been paid to American healthcare professionals over the past decades, notably to obesity specialists. But why is that? So that they promote the benefits of Ozempic more. They're kind of like high-end ambassadors. But in the end, how does it work? Is it dangerous? Is it really worth it? We're going to look at all that now. According to the National Institutes of Health, about 42% of adults in the United States are considered obese. And unfortunately, in France, we're not spared either, with more than half of French people being overweight or obese. However, the ratio of obese to overweight individuals is not the same as in the United States. In France, 15% are obese and 85% are overweight. The rate of diabetes is constantly increasing, which is alarming health authorities who consider this epidemic to be uncontrollable. Could Ozempic be our savior? Weight loss, easy weight loss, miracle diet drug, miracle weight loss drug. The CDC highlights the health risks associated with obesity, including cardiovascular diseases, strokes, type 2 diabetes, conditions that are among the leading causes of premature death worldwide. Weight loss is one of the main recommendations for managing type 2 diabetes, as even a modest reduction can help improve blood sugar levels. Let's get to the heart of the matter. How does Ozempic work? To explain that, let's do a quick recap. The active ingredient in Ozempic is semaglutide. Semaglutide mimics GLP-1. GLP-1 is a peptide hormone. This is GLP-1 and this is semaglutide. You see, they are very similar. Hormones act as messengers in the body, triggering cellular reactions. When we eat, our body produces hormones, including GLP-1. GLP-1 is a hormone that signals the feeling of fullness. Once food is in the stomach, GLP-1 is released into the intestine, where it binds to receptors located in different parts of the body, each with a specific role. For example, in the pancreas, GLP-1 receptors help promote the production of insulin. This hormone lowers blood sugar and reduces the production of glucagon. This hormone, on the other hand, increases blood sugar levels. So you can understand the importance of GLP-1 for diabetics, since diabetics have insulin resistance and therefore problems regulating blood sugar levels. But GLP-1 also affects your stomach. It slows gastric emptying, thereby prolonging the feeling of fullness because it decreases the speed of digestion, which allows the patient to feel fuller for longer and reduces the impact on high insulin levels, since nutrients, including sugar, are absorbed more slowly. That's not all. And finally, the masterclass, the brain. We also have GLP-1 receptors in the brain, more specifically in the hypothalamus, which in turn helps reduce appetite and food cravings. Naturally, GLP-1 is released at every meal, but its effect is very brief. Its half-life is only 1 to 2 minutes, whereas semaglutide extends this action for a whole week. And all of this works. A clinical trial in 2021 on semaglutide with a placebo showed that, on average, participants lost 14.9% of their body weight when it was used along with a healthy diet and physical activity, whereas the placebo group lost only 2.4%. So, it works, but not for everyone. One study showed that 14% of people did not respond to the treatment. That's normal. Like with any medication or dietary supplement, sometimes there are patients who are not responsive. Other studies have shown its effectiveness in reducing the impact of type 2 diabetes and improving the management of this disease. And on top of all that, some very interesting effects have been observed. These medications could reduce addictive behaviors or compulsive eating. For example, some alcoholic patients saw their cravings disappear thanks to Ozempic. It sounds like a dream, but is there a catch? The problem is that weight loss, especially rapid weight loss, can come from muscle mass or bone mass. And losing muscle mass can have a significant impact on our overall health. This is a side effect related to weight loss. But whether you are using GLP-1 antagonists or not. But then why do we see some patients with such results who have lost all their muscle mass and look sick? The problem may not come directly from Ozempic, but rather from the way it is used. Let me explain. People who want to lose weight often have poor lifestyle habits, which led them to become overweight, but they haven't relearned how to eat properly. Now, Ozempic, especially at high doses, greatly reduces appetite. As a result, they eat very little, but continue to consume fast food or ultra-processed foods, which are low in vitamins, minerals, and proteins. Not to mention that protein is the most satiating macronutrient, and Ozempic reduces appetite. So these factors make you consume even less protein and therefore promote muscle loss. On top of that, these people haven't incorporated physical activity into their routine. So in the end, we end up with patients who lose a lot of muscle mass and are deficient in essential nutrients. And that's when, yes, you have someone who appears to be sick. But what is the solution? The solution would be to regularly do strength training sessions and eat enough protein to minimize this loss of muscle mass. Now, what happens when you stop taking these medications? Some patients, after stopping Ozempic, experienced a significant decrease in appetite, while others, on the contrary, felt extreme cravings for snacking. These opposite reactions remain unexplained by science. One study showed that people regain about 67% of the weight lost after stopping the treatment. What are the side effects? The common side effects of Ozempic include nausea, digestive issues such as vomiting, diarrhea, or constipation. These effects generally appear at the beginning of the treatment or when the dosage is increased. Like any medication, semaglutide is not suitable for everyone. More serious adverse effects, although rare, have been reported, including acute pancreatitis. Studies on rodents have also highlighted risks of medullary thyroid cancer, which has led to a contraindication for people with a personal or family history of this type of cancer. It is also important to note that being overweight or obese is itself a risk factor for several types of cancer, including thyroid cancer. In summary, Ozempic presents a theoretical risk of thyroid cancer observed in rats, but obesity actually increases this risk in humans. Obesity can increase the risk of thyroid cancer by 1.3 to 1.5 times. So there are many people who say that's the easy way out. You just have to exercise and eat well. I agree that the ideal would be to lose weight naturally through physical activity and a healthy diet. But it's not that simple. Otherwise, we wouldn't have an obesity epidemic nor a treatment like Ozempic today. People who are overweight are well aware that their lifestyle plays a role, but some just can't manage it, no matter the effort or the reasons. Should they really be condemned to live with the consequences of obesity? Isn't it fairer to offer them help like Ozempic to allow them to improve their health? Isn't the risk-benefit balance in favor of Ozempic? I'll let you debate that in the comments. But now it's my turn to ask a question because honestly, I don't have the answer and I'd really like to hear your opinion. Since this is a channel where we talk a lot about sports and optimizing athletic performance, here's my question. There are certain sports like boxing, bodybuilding, and cycling where weight can greatly determine your athletic performance. Do you think that antagonists like Ozempic could be considered a form of doping? Haha. Once again, I'll let you debate that in the comments. With that,